Interview with Jaslyn Anderson, owner of Darkbare-E Cosmetics. Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Tune in on all platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Don't miss this episode. We'll be all the way live.
Habari Entertainment proudly presents Habari Live. Habari Live. From Phoenix, Arizona. And you're listening to the Habari Live podcast. The show that brings you news, sports, and entertainment for people who love HabariEntertainment.com. Here are your hosts, Aisha, Jimmy, and Damon Dipleen Ellison. Let's get it going. We are all the way live.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Another beautiful morning in Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to get this going today. Like always, we are thrilled to bring you the latest edition of Habari Live, your go-to podcast for the Pulse of Phoenix and beyond. Like always, we are all the way live from Paradise Valley. I'm Damon Dipleen Ellison.
Aisha.
And Jimmy. I was drinking some water.
Should have been ready. Look, I crawled in and I was still ready.
You hear my voice?
My co-hosts, whenever they catch on, will be your guide through the exciting stories and everyday happenings in our vibrant community. Today, we have a very special guest, Miss Jaslyn Anderson, owner of Darkbare-E Cosmetics. Her mission is Her mission is simple yet powerful: to create a safe haven for LGBT community and people of color. We believe that skincare is where relaxation meets luxury and body positivity meets self-care. When you invest in us, you're investing in a world of change, acceptance, inclusivity, self-love, and empowerment. That's awesome. Welcome to the show, Jaslyn. We appreciate you coming on. Let's push this towards you a little bit there.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's no problem. Can you tell us a little bit what inspired you to start Darkbare-E Cosmetics, and how does your journey influence the brand's mission and values?
Yeah, that's a good question. So essentially, I came up with the idea. Actually, I was listening to Tupac, but I came up with the idea, and I was just sitting and I was in high school at the time, and I was going to Sephora to get my makeup done for homecoming. And so I end up getting my makeup done by a Caucasian lady and was super excited about it. And when she handed me the mirror, I was ashy. And I was just like, oh my God, this is terrible. I read to car, had a mini breakdown, all this other stuff. And then I said, okay, let me get on YouTube and like figure this out for myself. And just became in love with makeup. And then I realized if this happened to me, it's probably happened to a lot of women of color. And so later through my journey, once I came out as a bisexual woman, I started to have a lot of different friends in the community. And one of my friends was struggling whether he wanted to be a trans woman or not, and feeling accepted in his body. And so one of the things he mentioned to me was, I only feel comfortable with you waxing me because if I go to places like Wax in the City or anything like that, I feel judged. And so I just sat there for a second. I said, okay, you know what? Outside of just having a place where people of color feel completely comfortable and in their skin, but also creating a place for the LGBT plus community to also have the same thing, and be able to not only get self-care and relaxation, but feel like we're family
Right.
and it's an experience, and have that safe haven, that safe spot
Yeah,
where you can completely be yourself.
man, that's amazing, because in today's environment, man, it's hard for people that are anything differently than what people are looking at normal.
Yeah.
Trans,
Yeah.
gay,
Yeah.
the whole community, man. They just won't give them just give them a break, man.
Yeah.
Let them live their lives. We're so worried about what other people do with their own time and in their own beds. It's always been weird to me.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I
never
just
understood
I
it
don't get it.
either. Like, what's the obsession with it? If it doesn't have anything to do with you, like, why does it matter?
There's people. I mean, that's their post every day.
Yeah.
Is who's gay
Yep.
and who might be gay.
Yep.
I'm like, dog, you don't think you're a little obsessed with these people's sexuality, man?
That's because they got questions about their own sexuality.
I mean,
Ooh,
I hate to
boom.
say that, man, but it definitely seems that way. Like, bro, why are
Mhm.
you so worried about who this dude is sleeping with?
Yes.
Right.
I don't care.
Yes.
I don't care.
Yes.
If it's woman, I don't. It doesn't. It's no sweat off my back. It's nothing. It doesn't hurt my life. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of things going on with that right now. With the P Diddy stuff, everybody's sharing that they love it.
Man.
Oh, they just want this dude to be gay so bad.
Yep.
That's all it takes is one person, man, and the whole world change on you.
Yep.
But anyway, so your brand emphasizes the intersection of skincare, relaxation, and luxury. How do you integrate these elements into your products and consumer experience to foster a sense of self-care and body positivity?
Yeah, so how I do that is, so my business is a home-based business in Queen Creek.
Okay.
And so I spent like a lot of time, a lot of my friends and stuff was like, just do it, just start. But I knew I had this vibe in mind that when you walk in, not only should you feel completely at peace,
Right.
but I wanted you to be like, wow. Like if it doesn't have the wow factor, it doesn't really set me apart.
Right.
There's so many people that's already doing makeup, skincare, and lashes, and so I wanted to be different. So
Right.
I really invested in building up my space to provide. So I have a bar that's in my home-based studio, as well as when you walk in with all of my services, you get a complimentary cocktail or wine
Right.
or bottled water. And then I have like levels. So we have like the very fast facials, which are quick, more cost effective.
Right.
And then there's the VIP luxury. That's like, okay, that's like a level up. And then you have the premium. So you get everything from a longer facial to massages, hot stone, all that type of stuff. And it was even the atmosphere. Like I make sure that I pray over my space before I even open. I want you to come and feel not only relaxed, but take a moment to just be able to breathe and let go of whatever was going on in life at that moment. And so everything down from the music to my products are all clean and professional skincare products as well. I've used them and I've used them in school when I was in school. So I believe I can only sell what I know works.
Okay.
So between all those elements together, I feel like that really is what set me apart and what brings the entire luxury skincare vibe. And because I am a plus size woman, I already knew. I was like, I want my bigger girls to feel comfortable.
Right.
So I even got my table is great for a plus size woman. It has enough space and all that other stuff, so you feel comfortable. And so I took a lot of thought into like all the things that I purchased to make sure it goes with my brand. So
that's exciting. And like I said, man, just to be inclusive is a big deal.
Yeah.
Because nowadays we have so many people who are trying to make it harder for other people to get into these spaces, to make it harder for big people to feel comfortable where they go, to make it harder for people who are different from you to be able to be open about who they are. And we have a big fight about that right now. We got a whole political party trying to take away advances that we've made over the last 30 years for these people to be able to live the way they want to. And it's sad, but this is what we go through. You know, it's how it is.
Yeah.
So I want another question. How could you highlight some of the challenges you faced as a minority owned business in the beauty section, and how you've navigated them to build a successful career brand?
That's a really good question. I think so one of the biggest challenges was in Queen Creek, even though people of color are starting to navigate to Queen
Yes,
Creek,
it's not a lot of them.
it's not a lot.
Definitely.
But so that was the first major challenge. So I was like, okay, I need to also make sure that I widen my range with my community, whether that's Mesa, Gilbert, Chandler, Tempe, those surrounding areas, because Queen Creek itself, even though it's starting to build up and people of color are starting to move over there, it's still in the process of that. So that was the main thing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to also target these other areas in Santan as well to be able to really push that. And I think that also the other challenge is finances. Everything costs money. And now officially I'm full time as of April 1st.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah,
Congrats.
my yes.
That's a big deal.
Man, it's been such a struggle and a journey to get here, because navigating a job and my business,
It's hard, man.
I don't know how people do it for years.
It's hard, bro.
Know how to do it
so
for
hard.
years. Honestly, if my job didn't lay me off, I wouldn't even be in this predicament where I would be able to do this full time.
Yeah.
So it's really finances, just being able to like get the things that I need or market myself, or all that costs money. So
yeah, man, it all costs money. And you know, I was going to ask you also, how are you making your products? Are you making your products yourself when you're using just natural products and you're printing it all yourself? Are you going to different companies and getting what you like and then offer that to your people?
So the two companies that I partner with is Image Skincare, and then Skin Scripts. They're already established skincare companies, but I use them in school. They also give us a discount with partnering with them, and then I just basically sell their products, and then anything that is sold on my website, of course, outside of they handle everything from like shipping.
That's cool.
Making sure everything's together, and then whatever their price is, of course, I pay for that, and then whatever's left is my profit.
That's really cool. So do you have plans for the future to be able to manufacture your own? Are you thinking that big for the future?
Yes, I definitely would love to do it. It's on my goals list, along with a long list of other things.
Hey, that's real.
But I would love to start my own skincare brand eventually, and just be 100% my brand. But baby steps first.
Definitely, because I mean, I think it should be important to the Black community to figure out how to get manufacturing jobs in our neighborhoods, in our cities. These are the ways that we're going to be able to build the wealth that we need to build to be able to stop depending on other companies, because so many people want to start a business. They come into problems when it comes to the manufacturing, because it takes so much money to build that up and to get that going. And not much of us have that money or are going to get the loans to be able to build that, because we don't get the loans that these other businesses are offered.
Yes.
So we have to figure out, that person that figures out how to get manufacturing in Baltimore, and East St. Louis, and St. Louis, to get these places where we can start hiring and we can have our own manufacturing making this stuff. Most of this stuff is being made in China and stuff like that, but that's them. If we can figure out how to do it here, that would be a real great way to get communities out of the poorhouse and have people into good warehouse jobs where they're doing something to help the community out, man. I think that's something we need to start looking at more. You know, when all of us, I mean, I know they all made a lot of money, but it hurts in the long run when you have the P. Diddy's and the Jay-Z's getting their clothing brand to a level where people were wearing it everywhere and then selling it.
Yeah.
And then not putting that manufacturing in the neighborhood, not being like Louis Vuitton. This dude is rich as I don't know what. He's one of the top 10 richest people in the world for clothing. And we have to figure out ways, man, to keep our money instead of. I understand these guys, they really made a lot of money, and they're billionaires now, but that didn't help the community.
Yeah.
That didn't help Baltimore. That didn't help the places that we know need this stuff.
Sometimes it may just take one person going out and, renting a space that may be like 1,200 square feet, but you got enough space to where you and 5 people can go in and y'all can assembly line and make the different products that you're needing to make and start there. I mean, that's always, it doesn't always have to be, let's buy a big manufacturing company like, let's say Shea Moisture or something like that has a really big facility to push out a whole lot of products at one time. We don't need that. Just start small.
Right.
That's all we have to do.
That I agree. I wish that we would figure this out, man, because like I said, our community is always asking for other people to put things in the neighborhood to bring jobs. We have to figure out ways to do it ourselves, man. I always look at how the Jews do things. They do it themselves. You can't depend on anybody else. But I know that collaboration and community building seems to be central to your brand's ethos. Can you discuss some of the partnerships and initiatives Darkbare-E Cosmetics has undertaken for support and helping out the community?
Yeah. So what I've been doing is I've been collaborating with other small businesses. One of the things that I like to really stress on is if we're not supporting each other, how can we ask other people to support us?
We can't.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't
at all.
And so the main thing for me is, okay, if I sow seeds of positivity and support other small businesses, I have different friends, whether they're bakers, whether they're chefs. I have a friend who's in permanent jewelry. And just supporting them, going to partner up, doing vendor events.
Right.
And we had this little thing where we'll go to vendor events and I'll literally come to their table like, okay, I'll promote your stuff and you promote my stuff. We help each other.
That's the way it should be.
And just exchange information. And I have really locked arms with a lot of small local businesses so that we can kind of help and market each other.
Man.
So I feel like if a lot of us already had that mindset, I feel like we would be a lot further instead of looking at it more on a competition side.
That's our problem.
And that's the biggest issue. And for me, I never looked at it like that. I looked at it like almost like building our own family of entrepreneurs.
That's real.
So that's been really helpful actually to me, is just supporting other people because you're tapping into their audience and their market that you don't have access to.
That's real. That is real, man. I wish that more of us would take that advice. I mean, I spoke with a guy this week, and I try to do this all the time, man. The people that's in the same realm of us, they're doing the same thing. They're doing interviews, they're doing media, they're talking to the people. We're doing the same thing. Let's team up. Let's get our stuff. Let's move it forward. You're doing the same stuff we're doing. We're all trying to make a media company, and we're trying to get to a place to where people are paying attention to what we're doing. What that takes is companies coming together, building together, getting under the same umbrella and moving it forward. Everybody is on little bitty islands. They're not going to be able to take care of the people that's on the big island. They're not going to be able to take them out because they're all together and we're all separate. And little bitty, it's the reason why CNN and NBC and all these companies are huge. It was small companies that came together. It's small companies all across the country that work with these places.
But they still have their own brand identity.
Exactly.
Even though
You're
they
partnering
all work together.
With NBC. All these media companies come together. You Your power is in the people
Numbers.
and numbers.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where the power's at. We're so worried that he may make more money than me, or he may. We're keeping each other down.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to
That's
help
it.
each other get anywhere by worried about, he may make some money, or he trying to come up off me. That's people thinking is so ignorant. Oh, he's trying to come up. Like, bro,
I
you
agree
need
with
to
you,
you need
Shahira.
to stop that thinking, man.
Shahira says networking is a must to grow.
I must.
Period.
You can't. How you gonna make it somewhere when you're not willing to work with others? I mean, to me, Habari Entertainment's been around for 3 years, and we've had problems still getting people to work with us. It's pretty silly. We're not asking any money for most situations. People turn it down. They'll rather do things themselves. That's fine. But when you see to start getting to that place, I'm not going to offer you that same thing that I offered you a couple years ago when we start getting the eyes that we're going to end up getting. And you're saying, oh man, they not doing, they numbers ain't. You don't worry about those things, man. That's not even what I check. You think when somebody come to partnership me, when Nicole came, do you think I went to go look at her numbers and see her? No.
Wow.
I'm like, you're willing to work with us.
Wow.
That's all that matters. Oh, look, man, I'm getting more plays than him. Like, that's the type of stuff we're on, and that's the type of stuff that's going to keep us local and broke. Because we're so worried about, oh, I got more, I'm doing more. That's why we combine. You're not doing more than that person that's killing, though. Let's stop getting caught into this crab in the barrel mentality.
I agree.
So, what advice would you offer to aspiring entrepreneurs, particularly those who are underrepresented in their communities and who are looking to enter the beauty industry?
My advice would be, don't think if you're getting into the beauty industry that is oversaturated, because people need you.
Yeah, that's
and
real.
they need your sauce.
Mhm.
So, and nobody can do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of times, like, I was worried, like, okay, so many people do makeup, so many people do lashes,
That's
so
real.
many people do
Mhm.
skincare,
Mm-hmm.
but there's not a Jaslyn.
No.
So therefore, like, make sure you're confident in your brand and know that regardless of where you think the beauty industry is saturated, because it's $1 billion industry.
Definitely.
There's room for
It
everybody.
definitely is.
Confidence,
Mhm.
but also making sure that you invest into your business and invest in that education and
Mhm.
making sure you stay up to date with trends. A lot of times I feel like I'm going to say all entrepreneurs, but sometimes we can get so focused on money and what we're spending.
Mhm.
But you also, I'll look at it like you're investing. So whatever you invest is going to be, I believe the universe is going to come back and
Mhm.
give that right back to your business. So don't be scared to go get a business coach,
Mhm.
invest in a mentor,
Yeah.
invest in like some trainings
Yeah.
or whatever. And that stuff is going to cost a nice pretty penny.
Yeah. Right.
You know, but between being confident and investing back into your business and just being you,
Mhm.
like I think all those three things or those three ingredients are really important in order to like really be successful.
Man, I agree with you 100%. I mean, you have to have some go-getter in you.
Yeah.
You have to take chances.
Risk.
It's going to be, you want to take calculated risk, but you
Yeah.
want to make sure that you're not going to get it unless you take them.
Yeah.
I mean, for real, man, you have to make sure. I mean, one thing,
Didn't
like,
we always hear growing up, a closed mouth don't get fed?
Period.
that's
You
why
gotta take that mentality into business too.
Man,
yeah,
that's real,
that's nothing but facts.
go to the people you think you want to work with. Talk to the people you want to interview with. Don't be scared to reach out to them.
And put yourself out there.
That's real. Don't be scared, man.
I would say that one of the things that's been very beneficial is my business mentor. She has something called Boots on the Ground, where we go into local businesses and you say, hey, you know, I'm a local lash artist. I have this type of clientele. Let's say, for instance, since I'm in the beauty industry, I go to other places that may not do exactly what I do, but they're in the field. So like nail spas or med spas.
Right.
And you say, hey, if I take your marketing material and put it in my goodie bags I give my VIP clients, is it okay if I leave my information here?
Right.
And then, most of the time they are completely open to it because you're helping them and they're helping you. So it's an even exchange. And I felt like at first I was scared to do it.
Right.
And as social I am, I was like, I don't know if people are going to be open to this.
Right.
And it was just so astounding how like almost everybody told me yes.
Man, people like people that's trying.
Yes.
They don't like people that's not trying.
Yes.
They like people that get up, get out, and try to do something, man. Sitting around playing video games, 2K'ing all day. That's that just don't do it. You know what I'm talking about, Jimmy?
Why do I always have to be the butt of the jokes? God damn.
He was looking over there and I was like,
look, y'all saw how he just kept looking at his phone so that way he was like, please don't call me out. Please don't call me out. Please don't say my name.
I just knew he was going to throw the shade.
Please don't.
I'm tired of this. I should just end. Y'all have a good day, y'all. Keep playing with me out here.
Anyway, so looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for Darkbare-E Cosmetics, and how do you envision the brand evolving in the future while staying true to your core values of change, acceptance, inclusivities, and self-love?
So some of the goals that I want to end up reaching is when you were talking about having manufacturers and stuff like that. And of course this is like my big goals, but I want to be able to create jobs and opportunities for people of color and the LGBT plus community and have an actual job environment that is not only inclusive, but it's a positive one.
That's real.
Because to really be honest, all the jobs that I worked and was interviewed for, they would say one thing and then there was another thing that happened on the actual job. And so a lot of times I just feel like it just feels better when not only that you're coming to work for somebody who wants you to be there, but providing opportunities. I want to be able to not only do that, but eventually open up my own scholarship to help other women that maybe don't have the funds to get into school, or even start going into the training aspect of training other people. So those are the things that I've thought about on a bigger grand scheme of things that I would like to do later down the line.
That's pretty dope, man. That is pretty dope. Let's take a quick break, Jimmy. Do a quick commercial for us.
I guess.
We'll be right back with more with Jaslyn to talk about Darkbare-E Cosmetics. Welcome back. We've been sitting here talking to Jaslyn Anderson about her Darkbare-E Cosmetics. Now, make sure you guys like, subscribe, throw a share up, man. Share the page, please share. And let's get everybody to know about Habari Live. Help us to get the word out. We appreciate it. So, lastly, we want to ask you this last question before we go into Habari News Weekly. How can listeners support and engage with Darkbare-E Cosmetics? Whether through purchasing products or participating in your community initiatives?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I want y'all to buy something. buy some a little cleanser, a little serum,
something, just buy something.
something. But I mean, outside of that, I realize we're also in inflation. Is terrible right now, so I also understand that. But there's other free ways you can do. You can make sure you follow me on all platforms. My name is the same as Darkbare, DARKBARE_E on all platforms. Like, share my page. Those things are free, and you can easily do that, and that helps widen my range and widen my audience.
That's
so
real.
Even if you can't purchase any of my skincare or beauty products, do the free stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tell other people about it.
Exactly.
You know, that's what it's about, man. Because it's pretty dope that you're taking the time to build this. You have Alicia Keys. I think she started hers. You know what I'm saying? She went on her thing where she just stopped wearing makeup for a little while.
She went all natural.
And you know what? One thing I noticed, and I just thought about it. Look at her skin 15 years ago. She had some issues with acne. And if you looked at her at the Super Bowl,
she didn't have those issues.
She didn't have an issue anymore. So it was something that she was really trying to figure out, and to get away from whatever makeups that she was using, and to get to something more natural that I believe has helped her skin out immensely. And you know,
and that's also the difference with our skin versus other makeup brands or other makeup companies, like, you know, Bare Minerals, things like that. They use different pigments, different chemicals to make their products that irritate our skin. It's not for us. So we have to make sure that the products that we're putting on our skin
is for us.
Is for our skin.
Yeah, man. Everything is, I mean, you got to think about it. The people that's making most of these products, they're making it for people that look like them. They're not making it for everyone across the spectrum, because they don't know. You can't make something for something you don't know. You only know what works on you. And you know, these companies, they've been built off European skin. So we're going in trying to put this stuff on it doesn't work for us. So,
and the thing about it is, one of the things that we learned in aesthetic school is that people of color, our skin is just very reactive,
very sensitive.
Yes, it's totally different from if I was to give you a chemical peel. For us, for people of color, we have to prep for 4 weeks. Unlike somebody like a Caucasian male or a Caucasian woman, they only need to prep for 2 weeks. Our skin is just very reactive. So it's I always tell people, especially us, make sure when you, and it's not to say that only people's skin can work on other people's color skin, but to make sure they are very well trained, because we cannot do the same thing.
That's real. We cannot.
You really cannot.
That's real, man. We really appreciate you coming in and talking to us about your company, Darkbare-E Cosmetics. And we're going to go into some news real fast. Well, we're going to call it an expose. Let's do that first. And let's run it, Jimmy. Thank you.
This week's Habari News Weekly. This week's Habari News Weekly with Damon Dipling Ellison. Sponsored by...
We're sponsored. This segment is sponsored by no one, but if you do want to sponsor this segment, just give us email at info@habareentertainment.com. And I think we're doing... we
are currently running a special. First-time buyers, you are going to pay $50 per month
for the episode.
For the first 3 months. You will get a shout-out across all social media platforms. You'll get an article written on the website, and you will get a shout out each week on the podcast.
4 shout outs. You can't beat that, man. And we'll make sure that you're sponsored a certain segment. So when that certain segment comes on, we'll make sure to shout you out. So I mean, you can't beat that. And we also doing individual segments. If you just want to do a segment for a week, we can do that for $15-$20, man. Just hit us up. This is how media grows and how your company grows.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I know we're not reaching 1 million people right now, but you got to think about the future and what this is going to bring in the future. And that's why our prices are workable. So the thing we want to talk about today in this the Habari expose is we want to deconstruct the myth and talk about the truth about black fatherhood. And this is something I want to talk about this week because in the landscape of societal stereotypes, few myths loom larger or more damaging than the notion of absent black fathers. It's a narrative deeply ingrained in the public consciousness, perpetuated by skewed statistics and reinforced by systemic biases. Yet beneath the surface lies a reality for that's far more nuanced, one that defies simplistic characterizations. So I mean, we all hear them people talking about it. Oh, that's it's just the black father's missing. That's the reason why these kids, and we know what that is. It's just undercover racism trying to blame black people for all the problems in the world. I mean, it's something that happens pretty much anytime something goes down. The new thing is, just anytime any violence go, oh, where's the father? They're usually there. It's just that we are not getting married as much as other groups are. So those numbers don't show up like other groups may show up because they get married more than we do. We're not a group that's getting married in big, hard, and huge numbers. And I think that's economic.
I was just gonna ask you, why do you think that is?
I think it's more economic than anything. We all see what weddings are on TV. We see the big special things that everybody do, and we get caught up in that, and we feel as though we don't want to spend that amount of money or have that $10,000 ring and that $20,000. My homie getting married next week, he spent $100,000.
Yeah, and I didn't do that route.
Yeah, I'm sure there are way less expensive ways to get married. You could do a backyard wedding for under $5,000.
Look, me and my wife went to Vegas through a drive-through travel, and we put all our money for a down payment on our house because we just honestly, I don't see why people be so stressed out. First of all, this is my day.
Right.
I'm gonna do it the way I want to.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm not gonna do it the way TV tell me to do it.
Right. And that's real. And that's I think that's, and then it's also some of the stigmas that's behind it that I think we get caught up in the negativity.
Just like when they clowned your girl Simone Biles for getting married in a Fashion Nova dress, and then Vogue gonna have to go, here you go. Yeah, no. I would have been way more happy in that Fashion Nova dress than I would have been in a David's bridal.
Hey, look, it doesn't, like, when people get, like I said, we get caught up in this stuff, and I can't say it myself because I think like, oh man, if we're not married, a wedding has to be a certain way, and that's just my mental. You know what I mean? It's just the way we think for some reason. But also at the heart of this myth lies a misinterpretation of the data, as highlighted by New York Times columnist Charles Blow and author Josh Leves. The off-cited CDC data pointing to the high percentage of black children born to unmarried women paints a bleak picture of parental absence. However, Lev's meticulous research reveals a different story. A significant portion of black fathers do in fact reside with their children. So we're trying to do everything we can to kill this stigma, you know what I mean? Because, most of the men I know that are black, they are there for their kids. And we need to stop perpetuating this and talking about this like they're not. Because like I said, most of the dudes I know, they have a kid, they're there for them. They're not just not in the picture and don't want to have anything to do with them. So
it might be just projection of their own life. Because if your kid's dad is not there, it doesn't mean that everybody else's is not.
That's
either.
real. That's real. And that's what people do. They I'm a single mother. All these mothers are that's no.
But the thing too, we as women, and I'm gonna just throw this out there, and I don't care how much backlash I get,
right?
Because I know it's gonna come, and especially from black women, so I don't care. Y'all need to stop saying, I'm a proud single mother. I'm independent. I can do it on my own. No, you can't. No.
I mean,
you can't.
You can.
It's hard.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Right.
You can do it.
Right.
But look at how much harder you're going to have to work.
Yeah.
Look at how much time you're going to be spending away from your child. Look at how much time you're going to be spending at work. You're not going to be spending that time hey, you're not gonna be able to watch your kid grow up because
real.
you a single mama. You got to go to work. You got to get up and go do things so your kid can have a better life.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it, man.
So whatever you got to do to figure it out
Mhm.
and work it out with that kid father, figure it out.
Yeah, man. Women,
even if it's co-parenting outside of the home,
Yeah.
figure it out.
Mhm.
If you co-parent and y'all both have that 50-50 custody or
Mhm.
however you have it,
right,
you're not a single parent. You are just y'all co-parent.
right.
Yeah.
And
You're a co-parent.
I think that
Yeah.
we've just given too much power to that independence and I don't need you situation. I mean, we all need each other. We both men
I
and
can
women
do
need
that
each
all
other.
by myself.
We-
This is crazy that you guys are talking. I literally had this conversation with my sister the other day. She made a status and said that she caught what was it, a flat tire or something
Mhm.
that happened. She's in Atlanta, and no, her air was low.
Okay.
And so she already knew how to do it.
Right.
But she said, I was just wondering because there were so many men that was passing her and not, asking, hey, do you need help?
Mhm.
And my dad is very much one of those types like, no, you don't do that.
Right.
Either one, you pay somebody else to do it
Mhm.
or, call me or, that type of thing. And yeah, we're independent.
Right.
But it's also nice to have someone who just want to consider you
Mhm.
and to make sure that you're taken care of
Right.
or want to help. And she
Mhm.
was like, it just really bothered me that no
man
guy stopped.
Mhm.
And woo, it was like a big debate,
Yeah.
men versus women.
I've had that happen to me too. Like that time when the car broke down on me and you had to come.
Yeah.
I had already let you know, like, hey, this is what happened, and I already know that you're on the way.
Right.
But while I'm waiting, nobody stopped to ask if I was okay or needed help.
And what I guess what they were saying is because I try to also keep an open mind on both ends,
Mhm.
and a lot of the guys were saying that in this generation, women are so independent that when you offer to help them,
They
Mhm.
think they want something.
yes. Or they think that you're trying to flirt or get their
Right,
number
right.
or I don't need you, I got it.
Mhm.
And so I literally said, because it was like literally World War
Yeah.
II on her page, I said, I think where the gap that I wish we could bridge between women, especially Black women and Black men,
Mhm.
is one, us women being open to allowing the brothers to help us.
That's real.
And on the flip side, having the brothers realize there is nothing wrong with still being a gentleman and still asking, regardless of what the last woman might have done, doesn't mean that this woman is going to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's true, man. But I do understand where the gentleman is coming from because if I seen a woman on the side of the road, in most situations, I probably wouldn't help. I'm not saying this because I don't know how, is because I don't want to be a creep.
Yeah,
I don't want to
that's what they
be
said.
walking up on them and
C
who is this
word.
guy?
Yep.
Spray him, you know what I mean? Get away from me. Are you trying to do something? Like, that's what we're at, you know what I mean? And that's where girls are at nowadays. I understand why, because a lot of dudes do crazy
These
stuff.
day and ages, we at the point where you can't even take her to the Cheesecake Factory.
Right.
Come on now.
It's a lot of things.
You can't even go on a date at the Cheesecake Factory these
Right.
days.
So I mean, but
It's
we
rough
can't.
out here.
It's rough. But according to Lev's 50 to Lev's, and this was a study that he did here, 59.5% of Black fathers live with their children, challenging the notion that they are overwhelmingly absent from their homes. Moreover, when present, these fathers are deeply involved in their children's lives, often surpassing the engagement levels of their white and Hispanic counterparts.
But I also want to add to that.
Mm-hmm.
Black women, and the reason I say that is because it's what my experience is. It's what I've known. It's what I've seen.
Right.
Most of, right?
Yeah.
When you have a kid with a man,
Mm-hmm.
give that kid the man's last name.
Whoop.
Stop giving that child your last name. Your last name, it don't matter when you have a kid. Give it the father's last name.
Yeah.
That's how you show the father that, hey, even though I did all the work,
Right.
I appreciate you and I'm gonna give you my kid's last name because you helped.
I
You
mean,
gave it to me.
Right.
You gave me the child. But what does the father have in the whole when it comes to being a parent?
Right.
What do they get out of the whole situation?
I mean,
besides the child's last name.
Like I said, man, most women, when they have a baby, it's their baby, and they feel as though that they can hold that baby as ransom. Or you not, the relationship ain't working out, well, you're not seeing your kid. Or you're not treating me right, you said something wrong to me, you're not seeing your kid. And that's the ridiculous
Or
things.
you didn't pay your child support, you're not seeing your
right.
kid.
Those are the ridiculous things that's going on that
needs to stop.
definitely needs to stop. And these things are the things that's on Facebook and people see and think this is happening throughout the whole Black community. No, this is just happening with crazy people. So it's not, most people can work the stuff out, figure out how to do this without being online, sharing it and talking bad about the father, and vice versa. Most people can figure it out. So these things are contradicting the prevailing stereotypes. Yet behind these statistics lie systemic injustices that exacerbate the challenges faced by Black fathers. Mass incarceration, in particular, emerges as a key driver of paternal separation. We still are going to jail way more disproportionately than other people, and that definitely is helping to fracture a lot of families. I'm not saying that this is the only reason, but this is definitely a big thing that we are facing. We're going to jail for stupid stuff. It's not as much as it used to be in the 90s and the 80s and the early 2000s. We are coming out of this, the drugs dealing that we were seeing a lot of back in the day. So, I mean, like I said, man, it's getting better, but there is things that we still have to overcome. The scarcity of eligible partners further compounds these issues, perpetuating cycles of instability. Now, I hear women talking about this all the time. There's not a lot of available good men that's doing good. That's something that Kevin Samuels talked about all the time, and a lot of women talking about that they've reached the upper echelon, and why aren't any Black men coming up there with them? His whole thing was, y'all need to lower y'all standards and let the working man, come in and work with the working man. And I think that's the only thing you can do. We can't just be, women can't say, oh, they're not in my, we have to help each other.
So yeah, no, I totally disagree with that, because
But what?
This is what I'm saying. Like, just hear me out, because if
This shit getting juicy.
if a man, even though he sees the woman and she may not be, where he thinks she should be,
Right.
and he's willing to help her get there, right?
Right.
Why can't the women do the same thing?
That's what I'm saying. A man usually doesn't care your status. We don't care about that stuff. How much money you make, how much money you're going to make. Only thing we care about is how the woman treats you and how the woman makes you feel. Those things are thought about like, oh, she makes good money. But that's not going to, if you didn't make good money, that wouldn't make me leave you.
Right.
And most men are on that. That's what they're on. They're not going to leave a woman because she's not making enough money. That's not even a thought. I understand women being that way because they feel as though they should be taken care of.
But here's the other side.
But if you're making 100,000, what do you care if the man is making 200,000 too? Also,
but here's the thing.
I just don't understand that thought pattern.
I think where the issue is coming from is because, women are like, they don't want to be or feel like they're solely dependent on you because you make X amount of money. But they also want to have some form of independence from that relationship. They want to have that feeling of, I can take care of myself in certain aspects,
right?
But I'm going to lean on you for others.
If you're a grown woman, you've been doing that for years, taking care of yourself.
That is true. When it comes to a relationship,
but a relationship, you should be like, all right.
Most women are looking for their partner to be like, or if they mention something like in passing or in conversation, and just for example, y'all talking and she'd be like, oh, my oil light came on in my car. I just wanted to bring that up just so that way you're aware of that needs to be taken care of. And instead of her hearing from her man, well, go get your oil changed. Why don't you take the initiative? I told you what the problem is. Can you at least take the initiative and go handle it for me? And that's kind of what a lot of women are looking for,
Right.
and they're not getting that.
Yeah.
That leadership.
Mm.
Because as the man, what I see is that they're supposed to take the role of the head of the household.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
And so a lot of times women feel like, you know, that's falling short, or the roles are
Right.
like blurry and
Definitely.
stuff like that.
Or expectations wasn't set at the beginning.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
Yeah.
Because I always feel like, so for me, I never been big on gender roles. My main thing is whatever works for that individual couple,
Yep.
let that work.
Yep.
I've seen men be stay-at-home parents better
Mhm.
than women, and
Right.
they're out working, because this is the 21st century.
That's
Right.
real.
So this is not the 1960s. We doing stuff differently.
Mhm.
However, there are some people that are still traditional.
Definitely.
And if that's what works for them,
You need to find you a traditional man.
yes.
Who wants those traditional roles.
Exactly.
You can't push a person into a role that they don't want to be in.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So I mean, women have to be open nowadays because it's a different landscape.
That's true. But you also can't be in a relationship where you feel like you're handling everything.
Mhm.
And
The man is not holding up the
Yeah.
bar.
right.
Yeah.
So like there's this thing going around of women talking about being married single moms,
Mhm.
where they're married, they're in a relationship, but
they're doing all the work.
they're doing all the work.
I mean,
the dad doesn't help with bath time, the dad doesn't help with this or that,
Right.
and
right.
he's just sitting there playing video games or watching TV, sports, doing whatever he's doing while mom
Mhm.
takes care of everything after work. So that in general.
No.
No, it's not
me.
shade, because you do help.
I do help.
You do help.
So get up out of here.
So in a sense, some men they don't.
They don't help at all.
They don't.
Mhm.
They get married, have kids, and they just be like, "All right, babe, you got it. You the mom. You're
Well, so
nurturer."
a lot of men feel as though that since they bring home the bacon, that those things should be taken care of by.
But
by
come
the,
on now, that's all
gotta
you
help.
do.
Right. You gotta
Right,
help.
right, and that's what those women be thinking, bruh. Come on now,
That's
that's
it.
all you do.
You can't
Come
sit there
on,
and watch her struggling the
and-
whole kid.
and
you
then-
just chill.
and
We
then
be
at the end of
working,
the night-
still taking care of the kids.
And then at the end of the night, we exhausted. As soon as we hit the bed, we go.
Okay, and then
Right.
guess what he gonna want? Some booty.
Right.
And he's sitting around looking at us like,
Well, why you tired?
Right.
Why are you tired? You get in the bed and go straight to sleep. You wonder why.
All
For
right.
real. For real. So, moreover, traditional metrics of fatherlessness is okay. Let's take a quick break, man, and we're gonna finish this subject off and go on to something else here. Welcome back. Welcome back. So I want to end this off by going through a couple of things, though. Traditional metrics of fatherlessness have failed to capture the complexities of modern family dynamics. Marital and housing status, often used as yardsticks, overlook the myriad of ways which fathers remain involved in their children's lives. Whether through cohabitation, divorce, unconventional arrangement, Black fathers defy simplistic categorization, challenging prevailing narratives. Indeed, the myth of absent fathers crumbles under scrutiny, revealing a truth obscured by prejudice and misconception. Fatherhood is not defined by living arrangements, but by love, support, and dedication that fathers offer their children. We confront entrenched biases and systemic inequalities, an imperative to acknowledge the resilience and commitment of Black fathers striving to create a brighter future for the next generation. I'm down with it, man. And like I said, man, most of the brothers I know, I don't have to go through their names. They're there for their kids, man. And they do everything they can. And I'm not saying we're all perfect, but we're
Like
definitely
my dad.
doing.
My dad is here for me. I'm tired of all the white
Yeah.
kids in Paradise Valley talking about I didn't have a dad.
Well, yeah.
I have a dad.
But that's just the racism. That's like I said,
I
it's
have
the
2
racism
dads,
that's
actually.
out there. We've been there for you the whole time, but that's how it is. That's just something that's out there, and it's a joke they like to kick out all the time. Right. I seen one the other day. This video, this dude, this Black dude was going in on this dude. He was because he did something crazy, and the dude gonna show a picture of him and his dad together. Like, I bet you can't do this. And the Black dude just started crying. So it's like, it was a joke. You know what I'm saying? It was a joke video. But the thing is, like, it's really a big deal that a lot of people think that Black fathers just aren't there. And we just, soon as the kids come, we vanish. And I wanted to do that story to just kind of get rid of some of the misconceptions on this. So let's go into our news real fast. I probably should have did that first. But we had an Easter Sunday heist in Southern California that nets $30 million.
Damn.
Look,
$30 million.
They planned that for the longest.
It has to be an
time.
inside job. That's the first thing I said, man. It has to be an inside job. I mean, $30 million
from a money facility storage.
Man.
A money storage facility.
Woo. So I mean, dude, this should be the stuff in movies, man, because this is crazy. I hope
seriously.
It was on Easter Sunday. A daring heist took place at a money storage facility in San Fernando Valley, leaving authorities stunned and puzzled. The Los Angeles Times reported that the burglary, which occurred on March 31st, is estimated to have netted thieves, like I said, $30 million in cash. In cash, you know how much money that is and how big that
cash
is?
Was.
So I mean, they had to plan that very meticulously.
Boy, GTA heist.
Right, them boys. I don't know, man. This is one of the largest heists in LA's history. The facility, located in Selmar and responsible for handling cash for businesses across Southern California, has targeted the alarm system, which inside they gained access to the vault, leaving no trace of the entry except for the emptied safe. No trace.
They didn't trip any alarms.
Nothing.
They went through the roof.
Man.
And how y'all go through the roof and not trip some type of alarm?
It's crazy. Authorities were only alerted to the heist when officials at the facility discovered the money was gone.
On Monday morning.
Right, upon opening the safe on Monday morning. LAPD's Mission Division detectives were called to investigate, but details surrounding the burglary remain a source of the incident. Incidents joins a list of other notable heists in the region, including the 2022 robbery where jewelry exhibitors transporting merchandise from Northern to Southern California were robbed of an estimated $150 million in jewels. Despite legal action taken against the security company involved, which was Brinks, no arrests have been made in that case. As for the Selmar burglary case, both LAPD and the FBI are tight-lipped about the ongoing investigation, leaving the public and authorities alike to speculate about the identity and the motive of perpetrators behind this audacious crime.
They don't know what happened. Y'all look, y'all know the movies we be watching,
Man.
And they be like, "All right, y'all, we're gonna trip the camera, we're gonna set it. It's gonna show just this one picture for this amount of time on a loop."
Right.
That's what they did with them security cameras, so it showed nobody was in there, and they just went in there and did everything.
I mean, they got. It's crazy, man, that they was able to do this, man. It's just crazy, man. It's a lot of money, bro.
They ain't finna sit back for the rest of their life,
man. I mean, I know that money is marked though. You got to think that those bills are either in some type notebook saying that these were bills that we had this serial number, so you can't spend it.
Well,
they gotta,
if it's just a
they gotta
storage
wash that
facility
money
where other businesses are storing their money there. You gotta see how many businesses had money. Well,
like I said, man,
that's a lot of business.
Somebody saw that $30 million was coming in that worked in that storage facility and called his homeboy. That's all I'm getting. Period. because it's somebody knew the ins and outs of how to get in, how to
Especially because
get
they
out.
didn't trip the alarm.
They didn't trip
Exactly.
nothing. Everybody that was on the security for that night is we need to talk to you, bro. We going
Right.
through your whole life,
Yeah.
and they probably already going
and
through
look,
that.
that's my first thought. It was some security guards. They be the only ones there in the building.
They know everything.
They
man.
know it, and they walk around and they don't say much to the employees.
Yeah,
They just be
Mhm.
walking around looking, scoping.
Yeah. But we want to go to this next story. Speaking of 30 million, we have a departing Boeing CEO gets nearly 33 million in 2023 total compensation. People dying left and right. Planes falling out the air,
losing
breaking.
fuel.
This dude still just got as much as the heist did. He got 3 million more than the heist, and he's stealing also. Because I hate CEO pay. It's so crazy. They always come up with some reason they can't pay the bottom line people.
Right.
But the people that's the CEOs are making astronomical amounts of money. It's ridiculous.
And I think at companies, we just gonna say, we're not gonna say the particular name, but some pharmacy companies, right?
Mhm.
Benefit managers,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Their CEOs make 400 times
To one
what one worker
employee.
makes.
400 to 1.
That's crazy.
I mean, they're making so much money compared to the people that work there. And then, like I say all the time,
But y'all
we gotta
can't give
fight.
me a $2 raise.
Right, $2 raise. People going crazy online. Oh, they don't deserve that. The CEOs they were not making this much money in the 80s and 90s. It's just been the last 20, 30 years that they just start making all this money. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. The money it's too top heavy. You're giving the top people everything, and the people at the bottom are scraping. And it's not fair.
And then you got people complaining over wages because y'all want to, in order to raise, y'all want to raise the pay wages.
How much
y'all
is
just
McDonald's CEO making?
Right.
They mad because McDonald's workers are going to get $20. Oh, inflation is going to go up. Inflation is going to go up anyway. I keep telling you that this is a dumbest
every year
argument.
It goes up.
It's never not went up. Like I said, the last time inflation went down was in 1953. Every year it goes up. It doesn't deflate. There's no deflation. This country only sees pluses. So that means that prices go up every year. And we holler, no, the wages are going to cause them. No, inflation is regardless of how wages go up. And wages have been lagging behind.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so it's not
how
fair.
has the federal minimum wage
because it's
been
Congress.
$7.35 an hour?
Because Republicans don't believe in it. They
Since
don't believe in it.
1999 or something stupid.
I don't remember the last time it's changed, but it's been a long time.
And here's the thing. The states have different minimum wages, right? So every state has pretty much raised their minimum wage to surpass the federal minimum wage, but Congress said, no, we're going to leave it at $7.
Well, I mean, you got to get everybody to agree. You got to get all the Republicans to say yes, and these people are against
idiots
raising wages.
Like, if they couldn't just figure it out, just connect our wages to the inflation, we wouldn't have this problem, because every time the inflation rates go up, your paycheck goes up. Therefore, you are able to afford your lifestyle.
Right? I mean, it's like it's a cost of living. It's cost of living raises. It has to happen. But Boeing's outgoing CEO Dave Calhoun saw a significant increase in the total compensation for 2023, despite the company's grappling with safety concerns and a plummeting stock value. According to Boeing, Calhoun's pay package amounted to, like I said, $33 million, with much of it tied up in deferred stock, which has decreased in value following a mid-air panel blowout incident in January. We've seen so much stuff from Boeing, it's ridiculous. While the adjusted value of Calhoun's compensation for 2023 stood at $24.8 million, his potential retirement payups were valued at over $44 million by the end of the year. That comes amid a turbulent period of Boeing marked by production delays for its 737 MAX jets and heightened scrutiny from regulators and customers. In response to the crisis, Boeing underwent a management shakeup, with board chairman Larry Kellner and commercial planes business head Sean Deal departing. The CEO, Stephanie Pope, has since replaced Deal, while Stephen Meilenkamp has assumed the role of board chair, promising shareholders and unwavering commitment to steering the company back on track. Well, y'all got to stop focusing on the shareholders 100% in the first place.
Right.
That's the problem. Everybody's so worried about the shareholders all the time.
Oh, we're gonna make sure you're taken care of. We're gonna make sure you get
the
your
product
money.
is taken care of.
Right.
That's their problem.
The
worry
safety
about
of your product.
Man, worry about your product first. Then worry about the shareholders. Your product is falling out of the air because you're not taking care of that. You're worried about shareholders.
Your product continuously has to have maintenance, and
it's bad. And they're not listening to the engineers
at all.
We know that by watching what John Oliver put out there the other day and how they're not listening to the people who are building the planes.
Right. They're telling them, and they, the engineers themselves, they're saying, I ain't flying on that plane.
Exactly.
You got me fucked up.
They don't even want to fly on the planes because they know that they're not.
They're like, that's not safe.
Right.
I ain't getting on it.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not falling out the sky.
What's wrong?
Not me, bro.
Right. So I let's go through this last little part. Calhoun's decision to decline his, well, I guess the guy, he's going to decline his bonus that reduced in the pay to $5 million for 2023, down from $7 million the previous year. Meanwhile, Dill's total compensation surged by 42% to $12.5 million through Boeing's estimates the current value at $9.7 million, reflecting the decline of the company's stock price. Additionally, Boeing's board adopted to reduce the value of long-term executive officer awards in light of the stock price decline since the January incident, underscoring the company's efforts to address shareholders' concerns amidst ongoing challenges. They have a lot of concerns going on, man. Hopefully they can figure it out, bro. They've had a lot of problems, and people's lives are in stake with this because people trust this company to make sure that they're getting home and getting to the places they're going while they're flying across the world, not just here. So they have to get this together, or like I said, people's lives are in danger. So let's go on to Hollywood this week, and let's talk about what's going on there.
It's a lot going on in Hollywood, like always.
It's always a mess.
Get ready for the week's Hollywood hot mess with Aisha.
Hollywood.
Get ready for the week's Hollywood hot mess with Aisha Rowan. Sponsored by...
Let's get it.
No one. If you would like to give us a sponsor, please email us at info@habarientertainment.com.
I might have to check y'all out for that.
Yeah, man, please. That would be dope. Let's run it, babe. We're kind of in a rush.
All right. J. Cole. He's in the middle of a rap battle with Kendrick Lamar. And as you guys know, he did drop a new single, a new track this week. Oh, it was an album. Okay.
Oh, it was an album?
It was
like 7 songs, right?
No, that's got like 14 songs.
14?
Yeah, it's got 14 songs on it. It's
Okay.
got 14 songs.
That's why people were like, damn, J. Cole
because
kinda-
it's the last track on the song, track
Get to your mic.
14. And
that's why everybody was like, damn, J. Cole kind of going in because he made a diss album. Like the whole album.
Wow.
It's like he made a diss album.
That's crazy.
yeah, but J. Cole's album really isn't coming off too well with a lot of the community. A lot of the community is saying that majority of the lyrics on his on track 14 are transphobic.
Oh goodness.
They're saying that without warning, J. Cole targeted a rapper who dropped the Trash album and spit the damning lyrics. They plead the fifth. I'm seeing hints of a trans fellow in cancel culture's vicinity.
So that was what he said.
That's what he said. He's no killer. Trust me. Beneath his chosen identity, there's still a pussy, period.
Oh, sorry. It's 12. It's 12 songs.
12 songs. Okay.
It says there is no overt mention of Kendrick on Pie. I guess that's the name of the track.
But that's what he's talking about.
But we can all understand who he's talking about,
Right.
just given the lyrics that he's saying. But I really wasn't a fan.
You ain't like the song?
Mm-mm.
I mean, some people are saying that it's kind of
Kendrick's better.
It was kind of mid. Is what I was hearing, that the people saying that the J. Cole, but some people said that Kendrick's was kind of mid too.
They were both mid, but
just like another a gentleman I heard talking about it, man. It's just not the beefs that we're used to.
No, it's not.
We're not used to. We used to these these are very intellectual beefs.
Yeah.
You know, these,
We're used to Tupac and
yeah, we
Biggie
used to,
beef.
you know, fuck your bitch and the click you claim.
Right.
You know, that's what we're used to.
No, if you buck my no, if you buck, that's the type beef we
Right.
used to.
We're not used to all this. You know, you got to try to read a dictionary to figure out what they're talking about.
That's what
Right.
girl was like, what's her name? What's it? Jill Scott?
Gotta have a whole thesaurus.
Right.
Jill Scott was like, that she's happy that at least it's not like, you know what I mean, shooting and, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it is cool.
That is good.
Oh,
That's the good part.
I do not care about the disses. I care for bars and flows. And I'm not talking about, I'm not taking no stupid ass side. This beef is delicious. The best part is that Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole are both intelligent men.
Yeah.
Wordplay only. I love it.
Yeah, man. That's the way it is. I mean, you have to be kind of intertwined in what's going on. You have to listen to what happened before on the old records and the old albums. You can't just come in and be new and know what's going on, because these guys are using a lot of different ways of dissing
similes,
each other's
metaphors,
so,
and they just using it all.
Yeah, man.
Everything that they could think of.
It's definitely different.
Moving on.
I understood every word of it.
Universal Music Group is facing a new lawsuit.
Oh, good.
As you all know, Universal Music Group just removed all of their music from TikTok, so you can't use any Universal music on TikTok at all. They will cancel your sound, or you will not have any sound to your video. But they are now facing a new lawsuit, and it all has to do with Mary J. Blige.
Oh, goodness.
Her most famous song.
No More Tears?
No. It says someone is now claiming that that Universal illegally sampled the music for her, right? That's what they're saying. So, according to the legal docs obtained by TMZ, a company called Tough America Inc., which owns Tough City Records, is suing the music publishing giant, claiming it sampled their song "Impeach the President" in Mary J. Blige's "Real Love."
Oh, Real Love. Yeah,
Real Love.
Real Love.
Without getting permission.
Yeah.
They're saying that Real Love allegedly uses an uncleared sample from Impeach the President in both a sound recording and the musical composition.
So they going after Mary J. Blige? That song is old as hell, though. I'm confused. Is it the Impeach the President that used it, or Mary J.
They're
Blige?
saying Mary J. Blige used it.
That's like 30 years ago.
Right.
I'm so confused.
Tough City claims that they've reached out to Universal Music Group over the issue,
right?
But Universal Music has not responded to any of their requests or to discuss their concerns.
Right.
So they're saying we have no other choice but to sue.
I just don't understand. It's so old. That came out in the 90s.
It did.
Okay. Okay.
But I guess they're trying to say it has no statute of limitations.
Yeah.
Right.
But, anyway, moving on. P. Diddy's son, Christian King Combs, is also now being sued for sexual assault. And the alleged victim claims she has audio recordings of him forcing himself on her during a yacht party.
The apple don't fall too far from the tree.
I guess that's how it's looking right now.
And they say another accuser, Rodney Jones, is involved in this too.
A dude. Oh,
here we go.
We're just gonna call the lady by her first name because I'm not gonna butcher her last name. I am so sorry because I don't know how to pronounce it. But Grace just filed a suit against King in LA, alleging she was working as a steward on the yacht she claims Diddy himself chartered a few days before the New Year's Eve in 2022. In the suit, Grace alleges she was doing her job during the shindig, in which she claims was advertised as a family-friendly excursion.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I hate to laugh, but you on the boat with P. Diddy and you thought it was a family-friendly?
Well, if Diddy his son is
yacht?
there, and
that's what he said.
Right.
Yeah, right.
What impression do you have, right?
Nothing family-friendly about that.
But she's saying that King came on, after which she claims that he immediately became fixated on her. She felt uncomfortable by his fixation on her. So I guess she's saying that's when she started recording just to make sure she was in a.
Well,
And she got the receipts.
we'll see.
We shall see.
Would you have another one?
And we got one more. Raishi Rice was involved in the car accident that injured multiple people in Dallas on Saturday last week. He also admitted to the company that owns the Lamborghini that he was driving that it was him. It said Rice owned. He also owned the Corvette that was involved in the accident.
So it was both of the cars was
both
him.
of the cars was his.
So I'm guessing
he owned the Corvette but leased the Lambo.
So I'm guessing
they were street racing.
Now that I got it down, no, we know they were street racing. He was in the Corvette, Rashid Rice, because the people that got out the Lamborghini and ran, I was like, that's not dude. But so that's what happened. He had his homeboys in the Lambo, and he was in the vet, and they was racing.
They said
so he kept going after they wrecked.
It said, wow. Rice owned the Corvette that was involved in the crash and leased the Lamborghini from a company called the Classic Lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Rice was in the Lambo at the time of the crash, according to the lease agreement.
So which one? Oh, was the Corvette was in the crash?
Both cars was in the crash.
So which was they both stayed on the scene because he didn't stay on the scene.
He didn't stay on the scene.
One of the cars left. So I'm thinking whatever car he was in is the one that left the scene.
The one that Rice was in is the one that the black Lambo that stayed on the scene.
How?
His friends was driving the orange Corvette.
But nobody knew that he was on the scene. That's what I'm saying. It came out that he was on the scene later. If he
the pictures that
the
somebody
scene,
was taking as they were walking down the curb of the side of the street, the side of the highway or whatever, somebody was taking pictures.
I didn't see him in any of the photos, any of the videos.
They didn't show a face. They just showed back shots.
I know, but his hair is long, so you could tell which one is him. No one came out with long hair. That's why I was confused and thinking maybe he left the scene.
He did. Rice did leave the scene.
Okay. All right. So that makes sense. One of the cars had to leave the scene.
Yeah. Right. He wasn't in the Corvette. He was in the Lambo. Rice got out of the Lambo and took off. Left the scene. Left the car there.
That's what I was saying.
The Lambo kept going after the accident happened.
Right. So the Corvette stayed and the Lambo is the one that left the scene. Okay.
No, the Corvette left. The Lambo stayed at the scene.
Oh my goodness.
Of the accident.
All right.
Because if you see the video, you'll see the black Corvette is still in the middle of the street when it happens.
Right.
But you don't see the orange Corvette. It's gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the one I was saying. So it was the orange. It said it was orange.
Yeah, it was an orange Corvette.
They kept going, knowing his homeboys just crashed this car. He was supposed to turn around and stay and make sure that was taken care of.
And according to the lease agreement that Rice had with this Classic Lifestyle,
he wasn't supposed to let anybody
Rice was
else
the
drive.
only one that had permission to drive that car.
Yeah, he messed up, man.
So the according to Kyle Croker, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Y'all know I mispronounce names all the time on here. But he's the attorney that's representing Classic Lifestyle. Yeah. He tells TMZ Sports that Rice fired off a text shortly after the accident, acknowledging that he was involved in the crash and promising to pay for the Lambo, which was totaled. And they also told TMZ Sports that one of Rice's friends was driving the Corvette, and it appeared that the drivers of the Lambo and the Corvette were racing when they caused the massive accident.
Man, the Corvette just lost everything. He couldn't handle it anymore, and it just went all across the lanes, hit everybody. Man, you can't do that, man.
And
I don't know why.
One of the ladies that her vehicle was in the accident, she had her 4-year-old son in the backseat when she got hit.
Right.
So she said like the impact hit so hard that her car almost flipped.
I need 900 million. You already know what she's saying.
and not only is she getting that for herself, but her child too.
And you're gonna cover college tuition.
My neck and my back.
Okay.
For real. He's finna pay for all this, man.
All of it.
It sucks for him, but I wish he would have been more responsible. But he'll learn from this, and he won't be on the highway racing.
He's what, 23?
It's men when they're young and dumb, we do.
That's why y'all car insurance is so much more expensive until y'all turn 25.
We know how to drive in most cases, but the stupid stuff is what gets us.
Y'all take more risks in vehicles than we do.
Yeah, way more.
We driving Miss Daisy, we in the car.
Right.
We ain't right. We not y'all. We not trying to speed race out here.
Why, bro? All right. That's how you do that, man. So let's go ahead and run the sports. We're all talking. Just go to wide. 20. All right. I'm about to.
Habari Sports.
Yeah. Suns get another big win, man. Another huge win for the Suns. It was big, man. We were able to beat the Timberwolves. I think that's 3 wins in a row. It was a highly anticipated matchup between the Suns and the Wolves. The Suns emerged victorious with a commanding 97-87 win on their home court. The Suns currently stand at 46-31, demonstrating dominance throughout the game against the Timberwolves, who holds the top spot in the Western Conference with a record of 53-24. This victory marks the Suns' 3rd consecutive win, effectively halting the Timberwolves' 2-game winning streak. Furthermore, Phoenix maintains a perfect 2-8 record against Minnesota in their 3-game season series. We got to play them one more time on the last day of the season. We got a couple games coming up against the Clippers. It's going to be big. We have to win most of these games. We got to stay at this 6th spot. We don't really want to go into the 5th spot, 4th spot, because then you might have to meet somebody else. But in the 6th spot, that's a pretty good position to be in. Grayson Allen made a notable return to the Suns lineup, leading all scorers with an impressive 23 points, including shooting 4 from 8 from behind the arc. Kevin Durant contributed significantly with 22 points for the Phoenix. Additionally, the Suns' other starters, Beal, 14 on 6-9 shooting, Nurkic, 11 on 15 rebounds, 6 assists, and Booker had 13 points and 13 assists. All played pivotal roles in extending Phoenix's lead throughout the game. It was a big statement win. The Suns solidified a position in the formidable force in the Western Conference while also serving notice to the rest of the league on their championship aspirations. Last night we also had the women's Final Four. I think Iowa beat UConn, and did South Carolina win? I'm guessing they won. Yeah, they won. You don't know. I'm guessing they won though. But the Caitlin Clark thing it keeps going. She's no, Iowa won. They beat UConn. So it's pretty big, man. Iowa.
They play South Carolina tomorrow.
Yeah,
Iowa.
South Carolina did win. So it's gonna be a big one, man. South Carolina hasn't lost a game all year, and Iowa has the big star. So this should be big. And the ratings for the women's game is really spiked this year, man. People are really pumped about it, and I love that. I'm also, before I get into the comics real fast, I want to talk about Bronny James entering the 2024 NBA draft transfer portal. We want to see what's next for the USC guard, son of LeBron James, like we all know. He's looking like he's going to also declare for the draft. Many people are saying he doesn't have a chance and that he shouldn't declare. But nowadays, you keep your eligibility to go back to college, so you can see how you measure up against the kids that are going into the league and see what you need to work on. So it's not a big deal. Like people are, and he doesn't have any skill. He doesn't like people are silly. The kid he's good. He's in a D1 school, so obviously he's going to be cool. But I think it's a good idea for him to judge and see where he's at. This is how you do it. He didn't have a great season. He did have the heart thing, so that was a big part of this. But he only averaged 4.9 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 2 assists a game. Not big numbers. But Booker didn't put up big numbers and came off the bench, and he was drafted after 1 year. So it's not a one size fit all when it comes to this stuff. He may have the measurables to go to the league, but he just didn't have a good year under this coach.
Well, it's not that it was under the coach. It was the fact that he had a serious medical condition that facilitated.
They don't want to.
The reason why he's been put on restrictions.
I don't know if that was the reason why. 100%, I don't know. But I know that they brought him in slowly on that. But I can't say if that's the reason why he only averaged that. But he was highly touted, 4-star recruit from Sierra Canyon in 2023 class. He was ranked number 6 combo guard and the number 28th overall prospect nationally, and that's pretty good, man. Despite keeping recruitment process relatively low key, he received a lot of offers, and it looks like he may be going to the Dequinez. I don't even know how to say that damn thing. The Dukes, who is coached by Drew Joyce, who played alongside LeBron James at St. Vincent St. Mary's in Akron, Ohio, who recently assumed the head coaching position at Dickwinee's. I'm probably killing that. This move follows the retirement of Keith Drumbrat, who previously coached LeBron James and Drew Joyce in high school. So that's probably where he's going to go. This is in Pittsburgh, but it's like I said, it's far away from Los Angeles where he lives.
But he's still trying to get under the coaching of his dad's coaches.
Well, it's not his dad's coach. This is a friend of his pops. They played together in high school, but they feel as though this may be his best chance for him to be the person starting and not having to fight for a spot from USC. So we'll see what happens on that aspect and see what's going from there. Let's run the comic book corner real fast, man. It's only should take me like 5 minutes.
Comic Book Corner. Sponsored by
4 has an update. We got Julia Garner joins Marvel Studio Movies as a Shella Bell version of Silver Surfer. So basically, Shella Bell was a woman that the original Silver Surfer dated. They were, love. They cared about each other, and when Galactus came, he picked him in the comic books. But in this version, she is being selected because this is obviously a different universe than the main universe that we're used to. Another photo came out showing Johnny Storm flying across the sky. In the background, we can see the city, and the city is no city it's some futuristic looking city. So we know that it's not going to be in the same universe of what we're used to. So the people that are flipping out that this is a woman, calm down. I know you sexist, racist people can't find anything else in life to complain about because your life is so great that you have to go online and complain about what color and gender a person is, a character is
in a cartoon.
In a cartoon. It upsets you so much because you have so much privilege that this is what you care about in life. It is so stupid. Marvel Studios' highly anticipated adaptation of the Fantastic Four, the ensemble cast, has been gradually revealed, with Pedro Pascal as Reed Richard. But they were mad about that because he's South American. He's not, pure white. Right. They didn't like that. Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, and Iban Maz Baccarat as Grimm. The latest addition, like I said, has been Julia Garner, who is set to portray Silver Surfer. It's directed by Max Sheckham, known for his work on WandaVision, which was excellent, and with the screenplay penned by Josh Friedman, Jeff Kaplan, Eric Pearson, and Ian Springer. The film is poised to captivate audiences when it hits theaters in July 25th, 2025. Can't wait, man. It's going to be pretty dope. But I wish people would just give it a chance instead of complaining about everything like we normally do.
All they doing is psyching themselves to not like the movie.
Man, I'm just sick of people
they see a few little tidbits and be like, oh, I'm not going to like it just based off of that.
Man, it's just dumb stuff.
And then when they go to watch it, they be like, oh, yep, nope, I didn't like it.
Right.
And they find everything wrong with that one specific character that they didn't like from the start.
Man, it's just dumb stuff, man. It's a different universe, so it'll be a little different. X-Men 97 was pretty dope this week. The story was cut into 2 episodes. Really enjoyed it like every week. I'm not going to get deep into it, but it definitely was good. We went into Jubilees being trapped by Mojo inside of a Motendo system. And it takes you back to the 90s when you were a little kid, man. It definitely take me back to my teenage years when I was sitting at home watching this stuff. And you really have to give them a hand for everything they've done with this show and what it's doing. And we can't wait to see the rest of the episodes. And let's play this game and get up out of here.
ready to play trivia for loot. Sponsored by
All right, Miss Jocelyn. We got a total of 10 questions. If you can get 7 out of the 10 correct, we will get you a Habari Entertainment t-shirt.
Ooh, okay.
All right. First question. What is the primary ingredient in most traditional lipsticks?
Oh, this is a good one.
Crayons. No?
No. I just can't believe you just said crayons, though.
I ain't gonna even lie. I do not know this one.
That's tough.
That would be
Wax.
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 Jimmy knows he wears a lot of lipstick.
I was gonna say oils, but I was like, I think something else is above that.
I thought about it.
With oils
Yeah.
and pigments, huh? Dang.
They mix it's either usually typically like a soy wax or beeswax.
Mm.
And they mix that with whatever oil, like a
And whatever
lavender.
colors. And, yeah.
Yep. All right. Which ancient civilization is credited with the invention of the first known cosmetics?
Dang.
Where y'all pulling these questions from? I need to speak to your manager. I'm just gonna take a guess and say the Egyptian civilization.
You are
right.
correct.
You
They
got
are credited with the invention of the first known cosmetics, including eye makeup and perfumes.
Something's black.
Okay. All right.
It's black.
Next question.
And you just got the questions up there? Okay, I see now. Don't worry about it.
What is the common term for the process of removing unwanted hair using a sticky substance?
I'm gonna say waxing for 200.
Yes, it is. It's waxing.
There you go.
What is the name of the cosmetic procedure that uses a sharp tool to create small cuts on the skin, promoting collagen production?
Micro needling.
It is microneedling.
Wow. I froze. Like, what is this? Sounds dangerous.
It's actually very awesome for the skin.
Wow.
I absolutely love it.
Which vitamin is often used in skincare products for its antioxidant properties and ability to promote collagen production?
I don't know. Nah, I don't know this one.
It's going to be vitamin C.
Vitamin C. Okay. This makes sense.
All right. Next question. What is the purpose of a primer in makeup application?
Is it like when you doing your car, spraying your car, you got to put a primer on it? Paint job?
Well, I don't know nothing about cars, so
Right.
You can explain to me. But primer is basically creating a foundation, and it holds the makeup in place as well as help it to be more longer lasting.
Okay.
That is correct. Primers are used to create smooth bases for makeup application, helping to improve its longevity and
That's probably
appearance.
why they put a primer on car also.
I see y'all testing my skills. I love it though.
Which flower is commonly associated with aromatherapy and used in many skincare products for its soothing properties?
Lavender.
Lavender is.
Yeah.
It's also in my spa kits too. I use lavender in my spa kits.
Awesome. What is the term for the process of applying individual lashes to natural lashes to enhance length and volume?
That's lash extensions for 300.
It is.
What? You can get lash extension?
Uh-huh.
I guess it'll look better than the crazy press-ons they be doing nowadays.
Oh, you
Them-
talking about the lash? You're talking about lash clusters.
Man,
I love those.
they be like this long.
Oh, you talk about
Where they just put the glue on the strip and just stick it on their eyeballs, like can we stop with that, please?
those are
I don't
crazy.
want to see your
I
eyelash glue.
understand making them a little thicker and longer, but dude, it's like they're going too far.
I'm noticing that a lot of like the trend now is overdone.
Overdone.
And that's why I was like, well, what I am trying to do, a part of luxury is also knowing where less is more.
Man.
And because I'm doing that, I noticed that my clientele is like
a return base.
Yes. Because of that. Because a lot of my clients will come to me and the first thing they say, I don't want to look overdone. I don't want to have like butterflies hanging
right.
But to each his own.
Yeah.
But I love that.
They look like Miss Piggy to me. But hey, whatever.
What is the chemical compound responsible for exfoliating properties of many skincare products?
Oh, this is y'all challenging my entire license. Oh my God. For the exfoliating properties of many skincare. I'm gonna pass on this one.
That's tough.
Those are going to be your alpha hydroxy acids.
Oh,
your AHAs.
How did I forget this? Oh,
such as glycolic acid and lactic acid are commonly used for their exfoliating properties.
And that's natural. Acid doesn't sound natural to me.
It actually is because your body actually produce a lot of those acids. So
okay.
All right. What is the name of the scale used to measure the SPF or sun protection factor in sunscreen products?
I do not remember this, but I know. Wait. No, I don't. I thought I did.
I know it's like 40s, and I know the numbers, but I don't remember who.
Right.
Who
I don't know
scale.
I don't know what the name of the scale is.
What is it?
Well,
let's find out.
It is called the SPF scale.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
The SPF scale measures the level of protection against the UVB rays, which with higher numbers indicating greater protection. So the higher the SPF number, the greater protection from the sun's UV rays you will have.
All right. Some people like to get a little bit of rays in, if they're especially the white people when they're trying to tan, so they don't want to block all the rays, just some of them. So that's how that works, I guess.
The sun is very damaging.
Man,
so
it's horrible.
Yeah.
I stay out that motherfucker.
Good, because I tell people be thinking, well, I'm black, we cool. No.
You still need the sunscreen.
Nope.
Nope.
You can get burned.
Even if you work from home, sunscreen, because the sun can go through the window panes. That's how bright and wear it.
For real. For real, man. We're not immune to these things, man. It can happen to us also. But we want to thank you guys for tuning in. We want to thank you, Jaslyn, for coming through and talking about your Darkbare-E Cosmetics. Tell the people how to get in contact with you, your website, your phone number, your address, whatever information you want people to know.
So my website is www.darkbare.com. You can also book appointments and buy products on that. As well as if you want to get in touch with me, if you have any questions regarding products or booking an appointment, you can reach me by phone. My business line is 314-320-7768.
St. Louis. You from St. Louis?
My wife's from St. Louis. We actually had a bet that I lost, so I had to change my number.
St. Louis in the house. We'll tell her.
Soon as you said that 314, I knew you were come back with the. Oh, you from St. Louis? Huh?
I'm actually from Chicago, but I lost a bet, so I had to give her my number.
Yeah, man. Well, to Illinois, that's cool too. I'm from Illinois, but I'm from the St. Louis area.
So like
East St. Louis. There you go. Mm-hmm. Yep, love it. All right, man. So we'll appreciate you guys. Like I say always, like, follow, share, do all that. Check us out. We'll be back next week. You know what we have? Next week, I do not know her name. Well, we'll put a promotion up and let you guys know. Y'all know me. He always like to ask me at the end of the show, right, like, who we got next week? And I'll be like, I ain't looking at the calendar. I don't know. Shoot. I gotta look at the calendar. Smooth, babe. All right. Check y'all out. Peace. Holla, holla.
Thanks for watching another episode of Habari Live. Make sure to subscribe